It was April 10th, 1912, and the air in Southampton tasted of salt and coal smoke as I stood before the steel mountain that was the Titanic. A structure so colossal that it blocked out the sun and made the people on the dock look like mere ants scurrying in its shadow. The sheer size of it filled us with an intoxicating arrogance, a belief that we had finally conquered nature itself. And when the massive whistles blew their deep, earth-shaking notes, the cheer that rose from the crowd was a sound of pure triumph. We walked up the gangplank, not knowing we were stepping into a legend, surrounded by the finest engineering and the wealthiest people on Earth, all of us united by the absolute certainty that this ship was unsinkable, a floating fortress that could weather any storm the Atlantic could throw at it. As we steamed away from the coast, life on board became a golden dream where time seemed to stand still, suspended in a bubble of luxury and light. The days were filled with the smell of the ocean and the sound of laughter echoing through the grand staircases, while the nights were a dazzling display of diamonds and dinner jackets under the glow of crystal chandeliers. We dined on course after course of the finest food, drank champagne that tasted like stars, and danced to the orchestra that played waltzes so sweet they made you forget the world outside existed. Even down in the lower decks, the immigrants played their fiddles and dreamed of a new life in America, and for those few glorious days, we were all safe, warm, and blissfully unaware that we were racing toward our doom. But the ocean is a cruel mistress, and on the night of April 14th, the air turned deadly cold, and the sea became as flat as black glass, creating a silence that was both beautiful and terrifying. It was just before midnight when the illusion shattered, not with a bang, but with a grinding vibration that shivered through the floorboards, a jarring scrape of metal against ice that woke us from our slumber. At first we were told it was nothing, just a minor problem, so we stood on the deck in our coats, watching our breath mist in the freezing air and joking about the iceberg that lay in the darkness. But the laughter died when we saw the fear in the eyes of the crew. The realization came slowly, like a nightmare you cannot wake up from, as the bow of the ship began to dip lower and lower into the black water. Chaos took hold as the order was given to lower the lifeboats, and the heartbreaking reality that there were not enough for everyone turned civilized men into desperate souls. The deck became a stage of tragedy where families were torn apart. I watched husbands kiss their wives for the last time and step back into the shadows so their children could live, showing a bravery that still brings tears to my eyes. The band played on, their music drifting over the screaming crowd, a surreal soundtrack to the end of the world as the ship groaned and tilted at a sickening angle. The lights flickered once, then twice, before plunging us into total darkness. And the mighty Titanic tore herself apart with a deafening roar before sliding beneath the waves, extinguishing the lives and dreams of 1,500 souls in an instant, drifting in the lifeboats, surrounded by the haunting silence of the ice field. We waited in the biting cold with nothing but the stars to witness our grief. When the rescue ship Carpathia finally pierced the horizon as the sun began to rise, it looked like an angel of mercy. But as we were pulled from the water, we were not celebrating survival, but mourning the loss of everything we had known. We looked back at the empty, calm ocean, where the city of lights had stood just hours before, realizing that the Titanic was gone forever, leaving us with a scar on our souls and a story that would echo through history for all eternity.